If you think that the dealer you bought your car from did you wrong, it's probably 10 times worse than that. You have negative equity on your car and you can't get out of it, and it's all because of that dealer that sold you the car. Not only did they add on stuff to your loan, but in some cases, they forged your signature. According to this article, here's an example of where they were caught. And this isn't just an isolated example. This happens all the time. They forged a signature and added $5,000 in unauthorized fees to their car, and they even put it on the wrong car. They put the wrong car on the paperwork. If you've been watching our channel for more than 5 seconds, we've been talking about unauthorized fees being put on loans for years. This happens. I guarantee if you look at your loan, you will find thousands of dollars in fees that were tacked onto your loan that you probably didn't know about. And in order to do that, they have to have your signature. Well, one way of doing it is they give you a tablet where you sign your name instead of a piece of paper, so that way they can put anything on that document that they want. But even if they don't do that, they could just forge your signature, right? They get your signature on something else, they forge it, they use AI, they use some type of cut and paste to forge your signature, and then it tacks on fees. Most people will never look to see if those fees are there. How do you find them? Well, if you click the link below, you can actually take a picture of part of your paperwork. You don't have to include your personal information, your credit information, none of that. Even your address we don't need. We just need the numbers from your loan paper. And we can take a look at it to see what was added onto your loan. And if you don't think that it's correct, we can look further to see if it was forged. In addition, we are a licensed private investigative agency as a separate company in addition to what we do for loans. So we can review documents, we can review signatures, we can do financial forensics. So if you want a review of your loan to see what was done to you and what you can do to get out of it, hit us up. That's what we're here for. These dealers will stop at nothing to scam you. They'll let you go into a false sense of security by giving you a pretty good deal on the car. You'll see that the price you paid for the car was competitive. You might be happy. You might be doing a high five thinking, yeah, I got a good deal. I shopped around all these dealers. I emailed them back and forth, and I got this dealer to go for a low price. Okay, fair enough. But as soon as that price was settled, you remember, you weren't driving out of the showroom right then. You went into the finance office, what they call the box. They threw you into the box with that finance manager, and then they added back $5, $10, $11, $12,000 to that loan, between inflated interest, add-on fees, warranty fees, paint protection, prepaid oil changes, all this stuff, gap insurance, tire and wheel protection, that really cost them close to nothing, and they charge you thousands for. And if they can't get it with your signature, well, like I said, they're not above forging a signature, like this article says. So it's not your fault. You're buried in your car, you're upside down, underwater, whatever you want to call it, but the dealer did it to you. You didn't. You're not stupid. You're not a bad negotiator. You're not financially irresponsible. You are just in the unfair world of car dealership advantage. Remember, they do this for a living. Car dealership sales departments are open 12 hours a day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, and usually one weekend day, usually Saturday, right? So 12 hours times 5, that's 60 hours a week, plus maybe 8 hours on Saturday. Let's round it off to 70 hours a week. That's almost 300 hours a month. That's almost 4,000 hours a year. So they have 4,000 hours of practice on doing negotiations, scamming people. How many hours do you practice this? Maybe you spent 3 or 4 hours researching cars, getting prices. You do it every 4 or 5 years. You're outgunned. You're not going to win that battle. You might win the battle on price, but everything else stacked in your favor. So when it happens to you, don't be surprised. The good news is it can be undone. All of these add-ons by law can be canceled, and there's a certain proration formula for canceling them. You want to make sure you cancel them early. The longer you go, the more money they get to keep. Look at your contract, take a picture of it, email it to us, or upload it to us, either one. We can look at it for you, and we can tell you what happened, flat out. We can tell you what they did to you, and what your options are to get out of it. Whether you want to do it yourself, you want us to assist with it, either way is fine with us. We just want you not to be stuck in that car, and we don't want you to be a victim of that scam, especially if it's a forged signature. And look, this dealer allegedly did a forged signature. Not only did they forge it, but they weren't shy at all. They added on 5,000. They weren't just adding chump change, a couple hundred. They added on 5,000. That $5,000 a month cost an extra $100. I'm sorry, that extra $5,000 cost $100 a month for that borrower, at least, depending on the interest rate. So they're paying $1,200 a year in extra interest, not counting the $5,000. So in 3 years of making payments, let's say, $1,200 a year times 3 is $3,600. Add that onto the $5,000. They were ripped off by $8,000, $8,500 in 3 years. If somebody at the end of 3 years said, here's a refund for $8,500, what would you do with that money? Could you put $8,500 to use right now? Could you pay some bills? Could you fix something in your house? Could you pay for some tuition for your kid? Could you maybe go on a vacation? That's how much money we're talking about. Don't let it come out of your pocket without a fight.